it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. That's right, y'all. I'm back. I'm here, looking fine as ever. We're back for another week of talk. Thank you for tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from, and you could be tuning in from a lot of different places. Why? Because we are streaming live and direct from Roku. We are on, I was going to say LinkedIn. I still want to say LinkedIn. We're not on LinkedIn. No, we're on Roku. We're on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And we also download the show, and you can always find us the next day on Spotify. How about that? Help us on our drive for 10,000 subscribers by going over to our YouTube channel. Show some love there for Empower TV, the letter N, the word power, space TV, Parker Media Company. And please hit like on that, but also subscribe to the channel, as again, we are trying to drive for 10,000 subscribers. We're doing that because we definitely want to make sure that our show gets out there in the ether. And we know that the YouTube algorithms have a lot to do with your growth and everything else. So please help us get the word out. But no matter where you're tuning in from, and no matter if you're watching us live or if you're watching us on a replay, thank you. But also make sure that if you're able to like, please like. If you're able to share, please definitely share. But yeah, definitely want to do that. If you are a content creator and you would like to stream your show on the Empower TV network, please reach out to us at theparkermedia@gmail.com. We would love to partner with some folks that may have ideas or concepts for shows or content that they want to produce, either in a live or recorded setting. And when I say Empower TV, I mean either you can actually join the YouTube side of that as well as the Roku side of that. Always keep in mind that Roku has over 150 million users that are part of that community, and as more people are leaving cable and unplugging or cutting the cord, as they call it, the use of stream apps is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. Y'all know what them cable bills look like, you know. Now I got Philo. It's like 30 something dollars a month. That ain't what Spectrum was talking about. So Spectrum, you had to go. The real Crystal Lopez, what's up, my girl? What's going on? Tuning in, looks like on Instagram. So any content creators out there that want to be able to do that, be able to use that. If you got podcasts, a lot of times, you know, I saw one of my friends put on on Facebook a question about, hey, wanted to put out there, hey, can podcasts be visual? You damn right they can. Because on Spotify, our podcast is actually visible as well as audio. I don't know why people think podcasts have to just be audio, but no, you can do video. So if you want to have your podcast and you want to do a video live stream version of it, and you want to be able to stream it on our streaming channel, but also when you stream it, it's actually going to show up on Roku as well. That is great exposure for you. So we can definitely talk about that. If you are someone that is a business owner, if you've written a book, you're an author, anything that you would like to be able to get out to the public, and you want us to do any kind of read for you, we can do that. Or if you just want us to cut a commercial, we can do that as well. Crystal, hey, if you're looking, check out this commercial that we're going to play from Jermaine Parker Realty. Of course, you may recognize one of the handsome young men in the ad, and hopefully you'll definitely recognize the voice. We'll come back on the other side of this short message from Jermaine Parker Realty. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you'll make. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help you navigate through that process. We know that a home is more than just a place to live. It creates memories. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help. Give us a call and let us get started on your journey. Gloria Staten, how you doing there? She also joined in too. Yeah, so just like that, that's what we do. And yes, that is me doing the voiceover. Sound good, didn't it? Thank you, Crystal. Yes. Did I make that commercial? Did I cut it? I sure did. Did I do the editing? I sure did. Anyway, so if you have a service, any kind of announcement that you want to be able to make, please let us know. We know advertising dollars can be very, very small in startups, small businesses, and things like that. If you would love to be able to put your information out there, we are here to help. Again, you can always email us at uh, theparkermedia@gmail.com. Theparkermedia@gmail.com. All right. Well, let's get on with the show. I don't have too many panelists in yet. People on that CPT today. Um, well, Jermaine's actually probably early if he came in right now anyway, isn't that right, Lori?
That is correct. But I'm on the show, so
Yeah, not as great. Look, I don't know what's going on with my producer and the slow starts and stuff like that. So
no, again, I didn't do it. And it is set on automatic, but it's the time. I'm like 2 minutes behind, not the time on the phone. And I
I'm gonna
have to reset it.
I'm gonna need you to watch.
No,
I'm
I have to look at I have to use the time on my phone because it was 2 minutes slower. Then you were talking about 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay, well, I will say there is a timer on StreamYard as well that will let you know too. It doesn't count
And
down.
that timer had like it was like 2 minutes. And again, I don't know.
Oh, okay, you know what? Because it's probably looking at what your internal clock in your computer is saying, which should be right,
Right.
up to date. So
No,
whatever
I
backwards computer you got, we're gonna need you to do better.
well, I do know, and I didn't do it today, is I usually kind of sync up the time. So, and I
You
didn't do this today.
should never have to sync your time on your computer. It should automatically update.
But I need to make sure it matches the time on my phone.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. I don't know what's going on with you people. Anyway, so technological issues from you older people. I get it. That's why y'all can't get new jobs after 50 because Anyway, I don't have those problems. So, got a lot of things to talk about in the show today, y'all. And as a programming note, we will have our show next week. I believe I am going to New York. All my New Yorkers, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. You know I come every Labor Day weekend. Holla at your boy. Um, I'll definitely be there. Also, to let you guys know too, Head to Head Sports has moved to Monday nights at 7 p.m. Same time, different day. But still, myself, my co-host Randall Hargrove, break down the ongoings of the National Football League. One of the shows, hey, please, if you are somebody out there that is a sports enthusiast and you have a desire of doing your own sports show, please feel free to do your own sports show. Put it on if you want to. I welcome it. If you, oh my goodness, if you, if you want to, you can go. You can go and bring franchise on while I'm making my announcements. It looks like he's got a special guest with him anyway. Um, but if you want to uh, have any kind of sports show or anything like that, we are definitely looking for that. People have asked me so many times, "Hey Brian, why don't you branch out and do the NBA or do this or college football?" You know, guys, I don't know if y'all realize it. It takes a lot to produce a show. And unfortunately, I just don't have enough bandwidth to do it. I would love to, as a full-time thing, but I got my hand in so many pots that, number one, I don't want to do it and not do it well. And number two, I don't want to lose my mind trying to keep up with all of that stuff. So if you have a concept of something like that, just reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to partner with you on that. Let's say hello to the franchise and the franchise junior. How's it going?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Franchise junior, how you doing?
He's
Hey,
being
Pete.
fed. He's being fed a little bit right now
Oh,
because he doesn't have headphones, so he's not
oh,
getting over it. He's more of an apprentice at this point.
okay. Franchise junior, the apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start
Sniffy.
them young. Start training them young. It's a good thing.
Yeah. All right, Sniffy. I see you. I see you. Anyway, so yeah, we're about to jump on in. So let's talk about the Texas delegation. We were talking about them last week. Um, they actually returned back to Texas, um, knowing that they were going to basically go in and get rolled. Governor Greg Abbott had been trying to seek assistance from even the FBI to try to compel them to return, which you can't do because it would be kidnapping, um, or even try to uh, illegally vacate their seats, saying they abandoned their position, which they did not do. Quorum is actually breaking quorum is a legal maneuver, even in the Texas Constitution. So none of these things were illegal or invalid. Just a lot of Hail Mary threats that were being done by the Texas governor and the Republicans in the Texas House of Representatives when 49, I believe it was, Texas Democrats left the state to prevent the Republicans from having a quorum over what they concluded to be racist redistricting maps that they were proposing because Donald Trump told Greg Abbott to call in a special session so that he could have 5 more seats um, in the House of Representatives next year. Now, a lot of that just goes to the fact that Donald Trump, um, I would like to say Donald Trump sees the writing on the wall, but it'd probably be more accurate that it was brought to his attention that he would be in jeopardy of losing the House next year if things didn't currently change, because there's only such a narrow majority that the House has currently, that it would more than likely flip because there are several seats in New York that are bound to flip. There's a +1 seat that was gained in, I believe, Alabama. There was another seat that was gained potentially in Georgia, I want to say. So just kind of looking at some of the pluses and minuses that are being predicted for next year's race, the writing's pretty much on the wall that unless Republicans do some kind of drastic change, that they were going to be in jeopardy of losing the House. Now, my recommendation, if you're going to be in jeopardy of a drastic change, one thing that you could do is pass popular legislation. Another thing that you could probably do is try to follow the will of the people and stop ramming things down the throats of them that you know that is going to get you put out of office. Also, numbers are pretty consistent that normally the incumbent party typically loses a certain amount of seats in a midterm election anyway. That's just how people are. They give you 2 years. If you don't do enough, then they decide to swing the pendulum back to the other party. It just goes that way. A lot of times when you're the incumbent, you have to fight against that tide. And most of the time it doesn't work out for you anyway. So anyway, seeing all of that, Trump decided that put some pressure on Texas to go ahead and find him 5 seats. That and when you do redistricting, the one thing to remember too is most redistricting follows the census. Well, the census, we're in the mid cycle. The census was done 5 years ago. There's not another census until 2030. Typically, redistricting is a result of what the census finds as to who the constituents are, have they moved around in the state, and that kind of things, and that would prompt a redistrict. To do a mid-cycle redistricting is typically unheard of. Another thing that has become more common is that more states, particularly blue states, have decided to have independent um, commissions do the district maps to prevent gerrymandering. New York is one. California is also has another, and there's some other ones that have variations of the independent commissions, so that it would not just be a straight partisan-based redistricting map to try to favor one political party over another. Um, Now, in response to Texas's power grab, California basically said, if you guys do that, we're going to do some redistricting of our own to nullify any gains that you have. So basically, they said if you try to get 5, we're gonna get 5. So you still gonna be at a net 0. Um, and now and it's crazy. It's crazy because now there's California Republicans. They're saying that's not fair. Yeah, Gavin Newsom's trying to have it where the politicians pick the voters, not the voters pick the politicians, and this is outrageous and everything else, and all these crocodile tears. And the question goes, well, if y'all really cared about that, then why didn't you say anything when your party was sitting there trying to do it in Texas? If you were really against partisan gerrymandering, when you see your party moving in that way, you didn't have any problem with it until now it's going to affect you. And of course, that's the answer. It's going to affect you. And then here was the other question that they had too. When the Democrats offered up an HR bill, I believe it was last year, that said, hey, let's do away with nationwide gerrymandering and have all 50 states have uh, independent commission redistricting. I'm gonna give y'all one guess as to how many Republicans said, that's a good idea. Let's do that. How many, Lori? How many of them voted for that?
None.
Not one. Not one. I forgot you can't hear, but not one. Not one voted for it. So yes, they're gonna say, "Hey, Democrats, if y'all do this, then y'all being hypocrites." The Democrats are saying, "Hey, anytime y'all ready to sit there and go back and revisit this bill and vote for um, independent commissions to do redistricting maps, we're all for it. We'll stop the gerrymandering, and we've proven that we're willing to do it by introducing this bill." But when we introduced the bill, not one single Republican now with these crocodile tears even voted for it. So it kind of tells you whether they're acting in good faith or not. But back to Texas, and Jermaine, I'll let you jump in. Because the biggest, craziest thing about it is, so they go back to Texas, and now the Republicans are afraid that they're going to try to break quorum again. So they literally tell the Democrats, okay, for y'all to leave this chamber, you have to sign this piece of paper that basically says that we will assign a DPS officer to basically follow you around everywhere you go and make sure you don't leave the state. And a bunch of them did sign it. But the last one, Nicole Collier from Texas, said, I ain't doing it. And they would not let her leave the chamber. They locked her in the chamber. They literally detained her. I don't know if that's legal or not. Apparently, it is not illegal, but they kept her there. She could go to her office. She could go to the bathroom with an escort, with an officer. She could not go to the bathroom by herself. because they fear she'd leave. She could not go to her office by herself, but she could not leave the building without signing that permission slip. Several days later, a couple of other uh, folks, representatives, came back, ripped up their permission slip that they signed, and stood in solidarity with her. I might happen to add, all of the ones that came back were all women. I ain't seen no brother, no dudes come back. So about 5 women that came back and said, "No, you're not going to treat us like criminals. Number one, no." You and this Nicole Collier said, "I'm a grown ass woman. You're not going to sit there and treat me like this." Um, and then late last night, after a bunch of amendments, speeches, and things like that, the House did go ahead and pass, uh, right down party lines, this crazy racist redistricting map, 88 to 52, uh, to create those seats. Now the bill will go to the Senate, where it is likely to pass very easily. And then it will go to Governor Greg Abbott's desk for his signature. The only thing left really that Democrats have is outright challenging it in court and to see if they can get a stay and all those kind of things done. Almost done, Jay. And the other thing too is that,
Yay, Jabari.
oh Lord, he ain't paying. Yeah, he'll do it again too. Watch this.
I see a smile. I see a smile.
He's his favorite uncle. You know, he knows what the deal is. So, um, so yeah, so now it's going to go to the so they can try to hold it up in court for a little bit. What they said for their reason for coming back was they wanted to be able to give state governors time to be able to see what was really going on and figure out what things they could do to try to mitigate some of this. So trying to get California involved, get Illinois involved, get Maryland involved, get New Jersey, New York involved to say, hey, if Texas does this, there's potentially other states out there that may try to do the same power grab. Florida, Ron DeSantis is biting at the bit to try to do it. Ohio may try to do it. Missouri may try to do it. So having states like Maryland, New Jersey, Illinois, California, New York trying to go in potentially to do the same thing may be able to put the stop in place that they're looking for. But they figured that they brought enough awareness to it that, yeah, they could go back. I would have preferred for them to stay out even longer and run this thing out to deny them that. Because if you waited a little bit longer, Jermaine, and I'm going to turn it to you now, is if you waited just a little bit longer, it would have really made it hard for them to be able to get this redistricting for 2026 without moving their election date. Because certain races would have to be, you have to file by a certain date for a lot of these races and stuff like that. And if they waited a little bit longer, it would have triggered them missing some of those dates, and they would not in the candidates that they would have wanted for those dates. But with all of that said, Jermaine, I threw a lot of that out there, and then we'll still even talk about what California has decided to do. But why don't you go ahead and jump on in?
Man, that's a lot.
Yes.
We got to have more bite-sized portions. I mean, really, because it's a lot to respond to. All the way back to why doesn't the Republican Party decide to do more popular things, and it's a lot to regurgitate back to. So I'll keep it simple because we got other things to talk about, and then I'll segue. Man, where do we begin with this?
Anywhere you want.
So gerrymandering has been a thing that's been around for a very long time, and it's basically, as you pointed out, where politicians see based on how people vote. Well, if we drew the lines down this way, because these people around here, we could make our own districts that would elect us based on historical votes. Texas is having a problem because there are getting to be more registered Democrats in Texas than there are in Republicans. So their move to redistrict is partially based on that also, is that naturally, if things stay the same, they will naturally lose seats,
Right.
start conceding seats. And again, this has a lot to do with one of the first points that you brought up. Why not just simply change? Well, the Republican Party has been running on unpopular ideas for at least as long as I can remember. Probably before that, even before the switch when these were Dixiecrats. So the idea that the president's going to change his policies and stuff to make sure that the state, no, that's not going to happen. You're right. Every 2 years, and what happens is that people are never satisfied, and whatever bad things are going on, the one party gets to blame the other. The party that's in power, well, they're the ones with the power and the laws and stuff. They should have done it. Vote for us, and we'll do it. And then they don't do it. So I would say overall, as I've said a lot of times on the show, a two-party system for this country is insane. The views within the parties themselves are so wide-ranging. That's why it's hard for, at least on the Democratic side, for them to show any solidarity and a vision forward, because they don't all have the same vision.
Right.
That's the one thing that I will give Trump credit for, is that he was able to strong arm mafia style these guys in line. Like, I don't care what your individual things are, you won't be in office if you oppose my agenda. We'll primary you out if we can. Although that hasn't really been as successful in practice for him as he might have liked during the last couple election cycles. Again, back to the Texas thing, I say let them have at it. There are more people in California, New York, and stuff. The seats that they could potentially lose if big blue states decide to fight fire with fire, as Gavin Newsome said, which is exactly what they should do. Again, to your point about the Republican senators in California who are now crying about the same tactics, I think. I know we're going to talk about Gavin, but I gotta give him credit where credit is due, and that is he is doing it. And it's how do you, and even his press conferences where they're saying, well, if you've seen the tweets that he's put out, he's mocking.
Yes.
Republicans say mimicking, but he's mocking the style of the president. Even when President Trump had all his not Bitcoin, but his meme coin stuff out there, and he had all the different pictures of himself. Gavin is mocking that with different pictures of himself. He even had one with Kid Rock and Angelic Hulk Hogan. And
it wasn't JD Vance. It was Tucker Carlson. Was it? No,
Tucker praying over him stuff. I mean, stuff's hilarious. And it's hilarious because, as Gavin said, or some other publicists said, we've got so used to the strange way in which this president communicates, and just kind of normalize his weird behavior, that when somebody else does it, it's like, that is strange. But more importantly, what he's really done is he said, if you're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I kind of brought this up last week when we were talking about how the war changed, and America actually won the Revolutionary War, was changing tactics and not fighting straight up on battlefields and stuff, and figuring out a different way, and Republicans have figured out a different way to advance their agenda, and Democrats are still lining up behind right beside the cannons and stuff, and with the bayonets and stuff, and that's not the way to fight this war. So Gavin's saying, well, if you can do it, then we'll do it. Now, the difference that for Gavin talking about California, his proposal has to be approved. It has to be voted on by the people. He can't just ram it through because they do have that independent, bipartisan commission that does it. Um, and there were certain stipulations with his is that if Texas and those guys and whoever else wanted to back down, then it wouldn't even come to a vote. Um, it would it would dissipate. And even if it does come to a vote and it comes into effect, it only is going to be in effect for 3 election cycles, 26, 28, and 30. And then it goes back to the commission. So it's not even a long lasting thing. It really is just to show if that's the way you want to play, then that's the way we're going to play. And I really do believe that's what they should do. And if Democrat states want to take anything from this, jail your Republican congressman, put lock them up. I mean, it's ridiculous. But the thing is that if you don't do it, if you continue, I mean, you got a president who is unpresidential and unprecedented, doing things, and again, Chuck Schumer's out here trying to send partially worded letters to a man that can't read,
or write editorials in newspapers people don't read anymore.
People don't read, and so.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jabari,
exactly.
And he makes a great point. And Jabari says, for those who can't understand him, that I was going to get to that. But the point that the point he's trying to make, is that politics is funded by big corporations. We've said that a lot of times. You had been on the show a lot, but we've said it tons of times. Jabari just saying, it's big dollars are the ones that are funding all this stuff, and we need to get money out of politics. We need to set term limits.
Right.
I know I get thirsty to talk about it.
Yes, because he had a lot to say. He had to take it away.
He was also talking about expanding the Supreme Court, which me and him had a side conversation about. I'm not sure it's applicable, particularly to the Texas conversation. But yes,
he's absolutely right. He's spot on. I mean, my gosh, I can tell who Sonny is.
Again, it's just amazing. He just falls right in.
Well, the sad part is that if a nearly 2-year-old gets, what's really going on with this world, that a lot of these other people that are following Trump just don't, see this, that Jabari is on his way to really understanding how government should be able to work for people.
Well, so the thing is, and he's a perfect example of it, is that a lot of these people, and so when I tell Jabari this is what's going on, he believes me because I'm his father and he trusts me. A lot of people have been groomed and grown up in this to the point that they don't question it anymore. Why would I question that? It's the same reason that young white males run around with Confederate flags and stuff. Obviously, they didn't fight in the Confederate Army. They don't know anybody personally who fought in the Confederate Army, but somebody raised them and told them story after story, generation after generation. There's some pride in this, and rebel pride, and rebels don't give up. Actually, they die and they surrender. That's what rebels do. How do I know? Because I'm not in chains currently.
Yeah, right.
Currently. The thing is, and I'll say this again, whether they're Republican or Democrat, they don't care about black people. You need your own party to represent you. It's the same. Can you use this two-party system to your advantage? No, you can't, because it will never flex the way that you want it to. And even when we talk about the redistricting of a lot of places, Houston, they want to cut that up. They want black votes out of it,
right?
Because we don't vote in enough. Even with this last election, still we don't vote enough for Republicans for them to consider making a plea to black people. That's crazy. Or brown, in the black people that do fall for the plea, if you watch your other brown and light skinned brothers getting deported and stuff, I don't know why you would fall for the okie dokie when historically it's never been a good thing. For I mean, really, like I will vote for Donald Trump, and they deported him. The people, yeah, people sing the song, deported him. And so it's just one of those things where when you look at it, it is a power grab. It's the same thing to me as when he called Georgia and wanted to find an extra 11,800.
Votes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I need you to find me some extra sentences. It's the same thing. Oh, well, we'll find you some. And, you know, Governor Abbott, a.k.a. Hot Wheels.
Well, Jasmine Crockett called the Lord. And she got so much, you know, it's crazy. I'm sorry, man, I didn't want to interrupt you. But she got so much flack for calling him Governor of Hot Wheels. I have no problem with the stuff that Trump says and calls.
And again, politicians, if that is the level of decorum that you're going to have in public office, then let's go, because there's a lot more fun to be had with some of these Republican guys.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! But they are snowflakes. Yeah, Governor Hot Wheels. Oh my God! I can't. Believe she said that. That's so unbecoming of a congresswoman. Yet you got a president standing at the podium in front of the press talking about something that's bullshit. Nobody then writes up that is so unbecoming of a president. But all Barack Obama had to do was wear a tan suit, and oh my God, that was unbecoming of a president. But Donald Trump can say anything he wants to, and ain't nothing unbecoming.
And so that's the thing, like say, and the thing is that even if we, you know, there are people on opposing Trump. I'm not going to say Democrat, just opposing Trump on this side of it who are calling it out, and they don't care. The thing about Democrats is that you have to have the same thick skin, do it, and don't care.
Exactly.
Be unapologetic about it.
Right.
Don't say, you know, and you can if you want to. Well, they're doing it too. But who cares? These are, you know, I wouldn't say they're doing it. There is a new precedent for how we behave, and who am I to say if the president thinks it's okay and you guys praise him for it? I don't see why we should do it.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He punches back. Oh, you got a little Mexican behind you there. I see.
Yeah, don't call ICE.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hey.
Well, isn't that interesting? He's got two Mexicans.
Yeah, well, this one definitely doesn't speak English. I've told him he needs to hurry up before ICE come gets him.
You want Come on, let's have
Eat.
Oh.
How about that?
Okay.
All right, La Bamba.
Thanks for your help, Jabbar.
Thank you for your commentary. We appreciate it.
Speaking of which, we had a hey greetings from Manchester, England, from Brother Virgil. Hope you and your good lady are well.
And he agrees with Jabari. Yes.
I agree with Jabari. But Jermaine's not a lady.
You know what? Don't be funny.
Well, no, I hope you and your good lady are well.
That's me.
Oh, I missed that.
Now you just being you trying to be funny. And I think this is a Gavin Newsome. We need to do a meme for something like this, especially with the ketchup in the ear. We need to do that one on you.
Oh, that sent him off too, man. You know what? He has triggered these snowflakes so bad with the ketchup, and they're all laughing and stuff, or the time man of the year, or when he does his he ends them with "Thank you for your attention to this matter." And I mean, it's like
your favorite governor.
Yes, your favorite governor, or or his post on X talking about you know, heightening of the tariffs in this one. He's like, "Good job, DJT. Good job. Good job." I
and
love
now
him.
he's
I love
and
it.
now he signs his was it G something N? I can't remember
Yeah,
his name. Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing all
yeah.
stuff. He's doing all,
No,
and it's crazy. Then you see Fox News talking about, oh, I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know. Yes, you do. You know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. And it's funny because they're trying to figure out how to say what he's doing is dumb without then saying that the one that started it would be equally as dumb.
well, that's like so. JD Vance's spin on it was that that Donald Trump
The
is being
Rumble.
authentic. It's been authentic.
And
That's
he's
who he is,
mhm.
and that he's just mimicking him. And
Yes.
his advice to him is for him to have his own authentic voice. Um, and I did want to point out which I really loved is that Gavin tweeted out, I hate Kid Rock or whatever. And then later tweeted out again, have you noticed that ever since I said I hated Kid Rock, he's not so hot anymore?
Yes,
The same thing, mimicking or mocking what Donald Trump said about Taylor Swift.
yep. But it's so
Yes. Yes.
on point though when he does it. It's like you can easily extrapolate where he's getting it from and what he's comparing it to. It's hilarious. And you know what, Jermaine? I think that what the people, even there's some Democrats that aren't really comfortable with it
Y-
because they're still trying. Look at the fam. What's up, Jeff? Good night. What's up, buddy? Um, it's funny because they're still trying to communicate the old ways. When you have the Jasmine Crockett's, and I brought this up before, and the Maxwell Frost of the world, this AOC's, the newer generation, Rashida Tlaib's, the Ilhan Omar's, out there trying to push forward. You still kind of have some of this old guard out there that thinks that there's a certain way that you have to walk and talk, and it's a new generation. And the ways that you were able to get your messaging across and be able to conduct yourself chilling at the coast, man, yeah, Jay, we need to go to the coast. Jeff's at the coast.
Not right now because it's a little
Go get
iffy.
into the water. You scared of Aaron? If you scared, say you're scared, Lori. We ain't scared of no.
Listen, I'm not. I am afraid of a rip current. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be caught in a rip
It's
current.
like with me and Jermaine. You stay your ass here anyway. We ain't scared.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing with my bros talking about this new generation is a political undertow or rip current
Mhm.
that is going to pull down these.
Hey,
Huh?
nice kind of connection there. I like that.
I do the weave.
You get to leave.
I do
You
the
get
weave.
to leave.
But it's going to pull down these older politicians,
Yes.
and but the thing is, so it's hard for me, and I don't. Let me put that out there. I don't champion the Democratic Party because like I've said before, I just don't think it represents my personal interests. Not enough, and not consistently.
Mhm.
Democrats are famous for coming and stomping in black churches right before election times, and then disappearing and never coming back to the communities again after they won their seats. So I'm definitely not supportive of all they say in their messaging and stuff. They just happen to be the opposition party right now against some more tyrannical things. Let's try to read that.
Oh, Virgil says Trump is a malignant, narcissistic personality disorder. He never evolved into a fully formed, empathetic adult. All you see is the toddler trapped inside due to arrested development at a very young age. They are very dangerous people who have passion for others and are totally egotistical manipulators and surround themselves with flying monkeys to do their bidding. I struggle to find any any disagreement with that statement. It was actually, I don't know if Virgil, you did that all by yourself or Chat GPT kind of framed it, but it's actually spot on. I mean, I must say. So either thank you, Virgil slash Chat GPT, or Virgil solo. But thank you. Good comment.
Yeah, but like I say, so whether it's again Newsom or I just think that whatever the battlefield is what you have to recognize. If you go
Right.
into this thinking it's a knife fight, but you find out it's a gunfight, then you don't continue on with knives. Uh,
Right.
you reset and go, okay, well, obviously now this has turned into a gunfight. We need to equip ourselves, train ourselves to be proficient with. Because if you've been proficient with knives for long, you just don't pick up a gun and it's proficient. A lot of these people, and I get it, it's not in their character, but again, there's so much, and it's on both sides of the aisle. Again, I don't know how we get term limits because they have to vote for the bills, and they just won't.
Right.
And I'm not sure what would be an avenue. And it's so funny because they govern with our permission, right? Yet they constantly do things that we tell them that we don't want.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that we have to reconcile is citizens and stuff. Are our politicians actually following our wishes? And
Mm-mm.
why don't we, as a collective, punish them for not?
Hmm.
I'd like to try to answer that because our society gets more involved with. Uh, can I just be real? Can I keep it a buck?
Please do, because
We get more involved with stupid shit. Whatever's going on with Real Housewives, whatever's going on with Beyonce, does Cardi's BBL really smell? Um, those are the things that will distract. Jermaine's like, I don't care, Cardi, call me. But I mean, I'll take something in my nervous system so I can smell that thing. But anyway, I was, but you get people get caught up with stuff like that instead instead of paying attention to things that really matter. What they do is they find things that will distract you, things that they know that you'll care more about. People will care more about Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift. People will care more about the current scandals going on with certain things. How do I know? Because they will hold these celebrities and these people more accountable than we hold the president, than we hold our politicians. People that actually control our own life and death, how much money we make, the air we breathe, the water we drink, our ability to be successful in life, all of those things that affect us, we will sit there and not pay attention to because there's these other things that gets dangled in front of us. Reality TV, what's being posted about somebody on Facebook and beefing back and forth, and Kendrick Lamar versus Drake and all this other kind of stuff. And people get sucked into these rabbit holes, and the whole time they're doing it whatever they want because they know you ain't really paying no attention. They know that once you send us, now we got special interest groups that will wine and dine us and put money in our political action committees. You don't have people that ain't got no money ain't donating big dollars to somebody's PAC to fund their next campaign. As soon as these politicians get in office, they are constantly running for the next election. So they're always running, and the only people that are always contributing are not the ones that elected them into office to begin with. There is a disconnect there because they use our bodies to get them into the office, and then they use other people's checkbooks to keep them there.
I think,
Sorry.
that's perfectly right. I think, it goes back to what Jabari said earlier about getting money out of politics.
Hmm.
Maybe, he had a little forethought in that, right? To bring that up before we had this conversation. And you know, like Jabbar and I were talking about earlier.
You and
If
Jabari,
you,
Jabari talk a lot about politics. I don't know if this is scary or not, but go ahead.
well, I mean, he's
Yeah,
got to
that's
take over the show.
He's
He's got to
well,
take over the show one day.
yeah, he's well.
yeah.
That's true.
He's
That's
gonna
true.
be he's gonna be the intern. He's gonna be the intern.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go on vacation, and I got to
Yeah.
leave him in my place. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
call me Cardi.
Those are-
But but like what he and I were discussing, it's a very good point to all this, and this is why uh, when you bring up the point about social media, and I think a lot more people feel like that they have more influence on an American Idol or Big Brother,
Agreed.
because the process for their voices to be heard is less cumbersome,
Yep.
and it's straightforward. You know what you. It's more transparent in terms of I know what I'm facing. If
How
it's an
sad is that?
American,
I
huh?
agree with you. How sad is that though?
Um, and the results for my actions are more immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that there's an easier draw to get people involved in that stuff because politicians kind of a Stockholm syndrome of where we
Yes.
kind of fall in love with the
Our
way it
government.
is, even though it's abusive. The system and the politicians have basically told us there's nothing we can do about it, which that's absolute lie. There are lots of things that they could do, but they would have to censor themselves and take power away. No one willingly gives up power.
Right.
I think is going to be something that to keep in mind for generations to come is that when I say how we're going to punish these people, eventually there's going to have to be a revolution, and it'll be an armed revolution. It won't be a revolution of ideals. It won't be a revolution at the ballot box and stuff. Uh, and the thing is that people like Trump, they understand this. That's why they stoke these cultural wars and stuff. Like say, Republicans have been really on cultural stuff, not substance on policy, um, and infrastructure, and living wage, and all the things that Democrats think that they're popular about.
Yeah.
Nice one,
That's a
version.
lot.
That's pretty funny.
That's a lot.
And
That's a
and
lot.
so and so I just think that we've reconciled ourselves to the fact that this is how it is, and like I said, well, I mean, there can only be two parties. There's nothing in our Constitution that said there's only two parties. There's nothing in the Constitution that said there's only nine justices. There's unfortunately in the Constitution that puts term limits. The same thing, where,
But you know where that's really coming from, Jermaine. That's coming from the two parties not wanting somebody to, because what they realize is the two parties are sending that messaging out because they realize that if there was a third strong viable party, it can pull from either one of them or both of them and weaken them. So of course they're going to try to get you to believe, hey, why have a third party? Because it's never going to work. You're never going to have enough of them to be able to get your interest and everything in your agenda pushed forward. So why even try? That's the message that they're trying to convey. It's coming from the both of them, I believe.
it is, and it's crazy because it's kind of like if you're in your house and your mom and dad say, "Hey, man, I don't know how to break this to you, but the Easter Bunny died, or the tooth fairy got kidnapped, or got hit by a truck and stuff, and it's over and stuff." Yet next door, you can see these things going on. They're still celebrating Christmas. They're still celebrating Easter and stuff, while your people are telling you that these things don't exist. You can
Right.
look at successful democracies around the world where they have more than one party and
Yes.
people's interests are being represented.
Yep.
Maybe too, maybe they have too many parties. I don't know, but their government is still happening. Um,
Hmm.
it is again, nobody wants to willingly give up power, so they discourage you from it. And like I say, and I get it from that standpoint, but that's the reason that the parties are so hard to get aligned. Like,
Because there's
hey,
many of them in one trying to be one.
yes,
Yes, absolutely.
trying to fall under the banner for one, and the independent label uh, isn't necessary. That's because it's independent. Every candidate can't claim a coalition. They eventually have to work with one of the parties in order to get their stuff moving.
Exactly.
Um, the thing about, again, the U.S. It doesn't care about what you think, and that's the other thing. Like I say, the disconnected stuff. I'd
Mhm,
rather do American Idol. Well,
mhm.
why? Why vote in the presidential election when my vote doesn't matter? Because
Right.
we have an electoral college that says we'll figure it out for you.
Hmm.
Instead of letting the voice of the people be heard, we've
Right.
set up, and
American Idol is based off of a popular vote.
it's based on
It's,
popular vote, and you can have.
it's actually more democratic than the election.
And the thing is, what's crazy to me about like Republicans and stuff, is they complain about DEI when that is probably one of the first instances of DEI on a federal level is the Electoral College, where we
Yes.
say, hey, we need to be inclusive
Of the smaller
of
states
smaller states.
have the same representation as bigger states.
And so they complain, and that's the contradiction of these policies and stuff. It's hard to sit there and tell me that something that happened uh, 40, 50, 60 years ago is still significant, and it doesn't affect what's going on today on one hand, and then on the other hand, talk about things that are going on today in the historical context and why it's important that we move forward this way.
Right.
Um, but both parties do it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not. It's hard to sit there and look at Democrats and be like, and when I see a good Democrat, if I ever see a good Republican, I might die. But if there are on individuals and their individual tactics, policies, charisma, whatever you want to call it, I'm okay with getting behind individuals, no matter what their party is, as long as their views align with my views.
Jermaine, you just said something that I didn't intend on really threading or digging a little bit, but it's real interesting too. We also talk um why. Well, I'll put it to you this way. My observation with this, I think the other thing that distracts is they know that people aren't going to just vote individual. Like, I'm a Democrat. Instead
Hmm.
of me learning about which of the Democrats I really want to support, well, whichever ones are running and they got a D beside their name, I'm just naturally going to vote for them. So the party kind of basically uses a avatar of the party to basically make everybody just go straight party voting in a lot of times. So a lot of times not as good Democrats get pulled in on somebody else's coattails just because they happen to have a D beside their name. Like, you may not know anything about this, ain't never heard of them, couldn't uh, identify them from a can of paint, and they'll still get in just because of that affiliation, as opposed to people knowing what their policies are, what they're running on, and what their record is, and things like that. They actually kind of get swept in with the rest. There's no sifting that's going on.
I,
Just, you got a D, come on in.
I think the reason for that too is because once they're elected, they vote along party lines. They support where the party supports anyway. Why
Mhm.
does it matter what his individual thoughts are? He'll never get to express them.
Exactly.
And so I think that's why people vote along party lines too, because one Democrat's as good as another Democrat. They're all going to vote the same way. They're all going to, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
not like they're introducing legislation.
no matter what individuality they had going in, they're
Yeah.
going to become part of a collective when they get there. And you see that by so many party line votes. Look at the U.S. House of Representatives. How many times do you see it go straight down the line? 212 to 217. You see it all the time. And if you do happen to see 214 to 215, you know that Thomas Massey and Rand Paul joined the Democrats. You just know that's what it was. Let me read some. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just, and again, we've become so enthralled with big party ideas instead of our local politicians representing our local interests on a national level. We've got so that people are willing to be flippant with their values and stuff within their political parties and stuff. I'll give you a perfect example. Republicans are always talking about less government, right?
Yep.
The state should decide.
Yep.
They're always on state stuff, state stuff.
Small government, small enough that you can put it in the bathtub. And
You wouldn't believe how many Republicans I've heard talking about they need to send the guard and stuff to Chicago and stuff like that. Wait a minute, are you talking about the federal government interfering in local politics and local governments?
You're telling me that the state governor can't decide whether to activate the National Guard?
Are you? Well, you're telling me that the federal government, who says overregulates and shouldn't be running anything. I wouldn't let them watch my kids, kind of thing. But you're telling me that they should oversee local governance in policing,
right?
The same federal government.
Same federal government that said you should not have a national police database for that reason. Now wants to nationalize your police. Make it make sense.
But the thing, and so Star Wars fans, the prequels to the original series and stuff. One of the things and like a lot of movies, there are social commentaries and stuff. And Star Wars has a lot to do with politics. It's space. It's not space fighting. It's space politics is what Star Wars is. But as the Emperor of the Galactic Empire was coming into power, they had a vote given. He was a chancellor of the Senate, basically the president, and he went from being chancellor to being the emperor and stuff. But they voted for him to have emergency powers. Again, something that you see going on is that a way to get around the law is to create emergencies, which they're trying to do in DC, and then and move elsewhere and stuff. And this really does go back to the whole Texas thing, Gavin Newsome fighting fire with fire and stuff, is that you have to see the techniques that they're using and counter those techniques. Because quite honestly, if I'm the North Carolina governor and you try to activate my guard and stuff, I'll just declare a state emergency and I'll activate them before you get to them. And if you're like me, a former National Guard member and stuff, I'll tell you right now, you do not want Guard members with rifles in your cities. They are not the most proficient because most people in the military are not soldiers; they're support. And the people that are going to come out to police your cities are going to be supply. It's going to be calm. It's going to be because they're going to pull from everywhere. And these people do. Every soldier does not fire. Most soldiers only fire a weapon every 2 to 3 years for qualification, unless you are in a forward base career field. And especially if you're talking about pulling from anything other than the Army and Marines, I guarantee you got cooks and mechanics out there that you do not want with a weapon or try to make decisions about your rights as it pertains to them detaining and policing you.
Okay, let me see what Virgil's talking about because he didn't put up some stuff. Let's see. Watching our prime minister kissing the ring was embarrassing, and he's referring to a lot of the European leaders meeting Trump after his crazy meeting in Russia. I mean, Alaska. That he kept calling Alaska Russia like a handful of times.
Well, I mean, if you cross the ice bridge, you are.
Well, but see, the problem is Russia. I mean, Alaska used to be part of Russia.
Right.
We bought Russia in the 1800s, and some people had speculated, hell, the way Trump is, you don't know if he might have agreed to give it back during the meeting because he's that stupid. Uh, so maybe he was preempting it by calling it Russia because that was the intent. That by the time they flew home, it would be Russia. Um, and then that kind of would give credence to what Sarah Palin was saying about seeing Russia from my house. It was
There you go.
you live in Russia. But anyway, and then he said, I heard the Surgeon General, which that's not what the Surgeon General would do, but had to operate to remove Starmer's tongue from Trump's ass. I'm still convinced that Putin and Mossad have dirt on Trump. I think they got some dirt. I don't know if it's P tapes, but I think they got something on him. I agree with that. Also on the street is that Starmer, was involved with male escorts and so is equally compromised. Google it. Not kidding, Brian. And he said his wife is just a beard, a Hollywood marriage like Clooney. although although Clooney was great in Return of the Jedi, where Luke removed Vader's helmet. I don't think it was Clooney. I think that was Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. But I get it. But yeah, so I don't know. I definitely think there needs to be more party involved. Kind of even circling back, I just think that we got to look at the times that we're in and address things according to not what you want things to be, but where things currently are. You're never going to be able to get to where you want to go if you can't accept where you are first. That's the only way you're going to get there. And you brought up you know, bringing a knife to a gunfight. The problem with Democrats is they don't bring nothing to a gunfight, not even a knife. They just think that I'm going to be a good example to you and get you to realize to put your gun down. They've got one in the chamber. The hammer is back already. And you're still trying to get them to de-arm and de-escalate. And every time they blow you away, you think the next one of you gonna walk up and it's gonna be different this time.
Well, so
As much as we joke about how people think that Donald Trump ain't gonna do to the next person what he did to the last person, Democrats ain't that much different. They
well
think,
the
hey,
the thing is, for years,
Mhm.
for years, the rule was don't do that because if you change the rules, then it'll come back on you,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
And that it was sort of the Cold War kind of thing, status quo.
Right.
You got nukes, I got nukes. Nobody wants to die. We'll just be polite, but we both know that we could. The way that the war on terror changed is that there were people who were actually willing to blow themselves up, who
Yep.
didn't care about the nuclear option
Hmm.
because they were convinced and passionate about what their beliefs were, and they were willing to see it through all the way to the end.
Hmm.
And that's how this political climate has changed. It's more terroristic than it is Cold Warish. These Republicans have sold their soul, and they're willing to see it all the way out because they don't feel like they have a choice in it. So they have strapped themselves with Trump Bible bombs, and they are willing to jihad themselves in order to get their point across.
Yeah.
Even with the Texas thing, even being threatened by, hey, if you do this, other blue states are going to do the same thing. And it's just going to be pointless anyway. Go ahead and back off. They're like, yeah, we're not going to back off because
Right.
we don't believe you.
They still
We are,
right.
yeah.
Even Newsom promising to do what he was going to do didn't make Texas stutter, flinch, or nothing. It was full steam ahead. Hey, let the chips fall where they may, which is crazy to me because Donald Trump, unless some crazy stuff happens, is this is it for him. If they don't win the House, he is going to be a lame duck president for 2 years. Um, and there's no more 4 years after this term. Um, hopefully. So you're riding your political career that is probably going to last longer than his on somebody that should not have as much influence anymore because he's going. We don't even know if he's gonna make it the entire term. You know how they always joked about Biden. We don't know if he's gonna make it or not. Fat boy, he in the same position too. We don't know if he's gonna make it.
So here's the thing that I will tell you why they're jihad so hard about this is that and I've said it before and I truly do mean it. There is no intention of having another free election.
I agree.
And so the dice roll is I need to again sort of my Star Wars analogy. I need to have this uh, quorum with the House and the Senate in order to pass these. I've already got the Supreme Court on my side. They've laid down for me. Basically said I can do anything I want in the performance of my duties and stuff. I need to be able to have these guys on my side that can get this legislation through, who are approving of my policies and stuff. And so when it comes time, I'm not going to be a lame duck because what I'm going to say is the elections are rigged. I've been saying it for years. And until we can figure it out, we're going to suspend elections and I'm going to stay your president.
Right.
And that's the playbook. And if you can't, I mean, and the thing is that it's Project 25. It's all written out. It's in there, and everything else in the playbook they've been executing. They're trying to execute this too. When there are a lot of people who are talking about Trump 2028. It's not a joke. He wouldn't dismiss it outright because he is going to eventually, just like I don't know what's in Project 2025, and then all his policies thus far have come straight from it. The third term. Oh, I mean, it's jump like say. I mean, I could. I mean, people are looking into it. Not me, but people are looking into it.
People have said.
Yeah, and if that's what they want, who am I to deny the people what they want?
I'm sorry, Lori's face because I know what she's doing. I know she read it. And before I get to it, because sadly enough, I know exactly what he's talking about. So yeah, I know I'm trying to focus on what I was actually going to say. So you're right. Trump actually criticized Zelensky from Ukraine from not stepping down as president because the whole idea is he can't step down as president right now. We can't hold elections because we're in the middle of a war. So the fear is Trump is going to pull something similar to say, hey, we have to suspend elections, like you said, Jermaine, for whatever reason. And he's been able to use things under the guise of an emergency, whether it was California, whether it's now DC. But what is he also doing? He's federalizing the military to go up and down streets, to have people used to the fact that our military should be in our streets, that there should be armed people disappearing people wearing masks and we don't know who they are and where they're taking people, that people are being offloaded to gulags in Venezuela or in Africa somewhere, getting people used to seeing that so that when this other thing actually happens, people have already gotten desensitized to it. It's not going to shake people the way that it should when it happens, because over the next couple of years, if he continues to do this, it'll just become part of anything else that we just kind of somehow adapt and get used to. Before COVID, would we have been used to just so many people outside of Chinatown walking around with masks on? No. But now, if somebody's on public transportation and they're wearing a mask, you don't think nothing about it. Somebody walks into a restaurant and they got a mask on, you don't think anything about it. But before COVID, people kind of be pointing and saying, "What's going on with them over there?"
One of the things that, and it is building blocks, but pay attention as protests ramp up and he cracks down on protesters.
Yes.
Because what's going to happen is the reason Zelensky can't hold elections is because they're facing an invasion.
Yes.
Now, there's never been outside of the British, but American soil There's not a lot of stuff bought here. So when you look at why is he looking at these big cities and stuff like that, especially Democratic cities and stuff, why is he trying to get the military in there and stuff? It's going to be that's going to be the reason we can't hold free elections because crime is too rampant. Politicians there are corrupt. That's why we had to roll in until we figure this thing out. But people will protest. But he's trying to set the precedent that we can disappear people because all we got to do is say is that you are an agitator because he's already said we don't want people that are agitators in the country. We should be able to get rid of them. He's already talked about, whether it be Rosie O'Donnell or any other celebrity or somebody who's spoken up against them, talking about even though they might be citizens, we should have the power to take away their citizenship if they don't say the things that we like. All of this they're not separate things. They are very much linked. And again, like you said, about the distractions from the internet and our culture and stuff, he's also good at distractions. He's talking about museums focusing on slavery and how bad slavery is. It's inflammatory stuff that doesn't mean anything. But it is enough of a poke at the bear to draw people's attention from what he's doing elsewhere and stuff. The fact that people are questioning whether DC is a federal entity and therefore he has the right to roll in the National Guard, but he should also have the right to do it in any other. I.e. when I tested out in California, can I roll federal troops in?
Mm-hmm.
It's all linked together. It really is. And so,
and he's doing it now because he knows they're going to be court challenges and things like that. And as these courts are sitting there basically siding on good faith that, okay, he must really have a legitimate claim to call it an emergency. And a lot of them are kind of going with it in a lot of cases, is only emboldening him more to keep trying.
The important thing to watch on the court side is him ignoring federal orders.
That's true too.
And so that's why my concern is that when you look at it in totality, when you have an administration who's basically pushing the limits to how much can we ignore court orders and get away with it, and what can they do? What will they do? What will the people do? A lot of people wonder how this stuff happens, and this is and again, the reason that I don't really care for the Democratic Party is because you can't call this man Hitler, and then when he wins, you're like, oh well, there's tradition. We're going to shake his hand and stand beside him. You don't stand beside Hitler and put in pictures. That's crazy.
Nuts.
Why would you sit there and be in a picture with Hitler?
Right.
Smiling. Like, well, he won fair and square. Did he? It's Hitler.
It's Hitler, right. Or like how Trump says, well, Vladimir Putin told me that mail-in ballots were bad. Coming from somebody that always wins 80 to 90% of his elections. Putin's credible. Elaine must be credible too, because she gets sent to a minimum security prison, but you're locking up people in the Texas State House.
And that's again the reason that people call it a cult is because of everybody they want to put on Democrats. Democrats have this pedophile ring and blah blah blah, and we can't wait to see the list. And then it's like, well, Trump's on that list. Well, everybody that went to the island or everybody that knew him isn't a pedophile.
Yeah, I heard Bill Clinton went like 18 times.
He was there 85 times and stuff. Okay, well, cool. Lock up. The difference is the Democrats are like, oh, we don't care. Lock him up then.
Yeah. If you did anything wrong, lock him up. But then they go back and say, but you know what, though? Isn't it kind of funny how Epstein kept grooming people from Mar-a-Lago?
Yep.
Now, whether Trump knew it or not, isn't that kind of a bad look that he kept finding his people from your resort?
It's almost like it was a pipeline.
Right. or at least a cesspool.
The
Damn.
the
Like, bruh.
again I think it's a lack of education for a lot of people. A lot of things that I talk about on this show, I provide a little historical context, right? I go, oh yeah, this is why I believe that because I've seen that before.
Yeah.
And I point back to they're like, well,
Do that.
they wouldn't overthrow or they wouldn't throw out elections and stuff. But yes, they have. They did it in Wilmington, North Carolina. End up election and a revolution or a massacre. They killed like 60 people because they voted in too many black people. It's happened before. I don't just when I push these things forward. I'm telling you, as somebody who has seen it in the past, is looking at it now, and maybe just because I turned 50 this year, I've had a half century of looking at it.
Damn.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Damn!
Yeah, I am trying to get to do an impression, but the but I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And not so here's the thing. I know Virgil watches, and I know that we have here and there around the world. We don't have them. We're not talking to them right now, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
When I say things, it's not because I think that somehow I'm going to have a viral clip, or I say things because I think, oh yeah, the internet's going to love that and stuff. This is some real concern that I have, again, based on historical stuff. And I just, and I pointed out earlier about the idea that Republicans want less government, but they're okay with government taking over. As long as it suits their narrative and their needs. Again, you don't like pedophiles, but you're okay with a pedophile being in charge as long as he suits your needs. We have to, at some point, as individuals, stand up and make sure that we're represented by people that don't draw lines, that we elect our representatives don't elect us, that when we do elect people and they are charged with representing us, they do, and not the greater party. And that they're also, we elect people that are equipped to change and battle and do the work that we need to do in the modern time and the crisis that we are currently facing.
Well, Jermaine, I want to push back on that because you may be going viral because U.S., Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Canada, Venezuela, Israel, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Argentina, Panama, and the Bahamas have been watching us on Roku.
Somebody invite me to Brazil. I'll come.
I'm going without. I'm going without
And,
the.
I'm about to say, even without the invite, I'm probably gonna go. But
the two in Israel is kind of interesting to me.
most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life,
Man,
Israel, number one place in the world.
boy, I'll tell you about it. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Hey, we got to get up out of here. But okay, I'm going to entertain Virgil real quick with what he said. I watched an adult movie called Nail and Palin. Thankfully, there were no politics involved, but the Alaskan backdrops were beautiful. Now, I've never seen the movie Nail and Palin, surprising people. But do not judge me that I know that Lisa Ann plays the part of Sarah Palin. So,
She's a good actress.
she is. She's a great actress. And I saw her dressed as Sarah Palin. Pretty damn close.
Yeah.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
Lori, I know you don't know who Lisa Ann is, and that's quite okay. You can Google her later.
Wait, before you do that, go to a private browser and then
In,
Google it.
Oh
incognito.
yeah. No, do it on your phone. Do it on your phone. Don't. Yeah, please don't do it on your work computer.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Not
Yeah,
doing that.
don't do it on your
Not
work
doing
computer.
that.
No, I mean, you gotta watch the video. I mean, just pull up a picture, and you'll be able to see her. And put Lisa Ann Sarah Palin, and you'll
Hey,
be able to see her dressed as Sarah
hey,
Palin. She,
I'll let you get back to Virgil real quick, but just real quick, real quick.
yeah.
So speak about internet and stuff, distractions. Um,
That's a good one.
Amanda Seals, Jubilee, which I didn't understand was a thing. Um, it was Amanda Seals, who was a Black American actress and a comedian and all this
Yes.
other stuff, political commentator. She was on Jubilee and she did basically a debate against her against 20 Black conservatives. Um,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
if you, I couldn't watch all of it because it was
Hmm.
so dumb. And so I saw a lot of, I did see some highlights from it and stuff, but I did want to mention that Chris Hansen,
Hmm.
who now executive directs. Yeah, if people don't understand, Chris Hansen used to do the show To Catch a Predator.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, he was a guy that was on there, and he would invite people in and stuff. Well, Amanda Seals did so well in that debate. Chris Hansen has worked out a collab with her for a new series called To Catch a Coon. Um, and so, because that's exactly what that Jubilee was, it was 20 coons versus a black radical and stuff. And so,
Yeah, that was uh,
Well,
I
it's funny
interesting.
you said Mehdi Hassan did it before she did.
yes,
He
Yes.
ripped them to shreds, but it was a lot of them were very racist,
Mm-hmm.
very fascist, and unapologetically so. But Mehdi held his own, and it was very interesting the way he was able to kind of just slice and dice them.
well, the problem that a lot of these people have, whether it be Amanda facing these 20 black, and even one of them was an African kid who
Yes.
wasn't even a black American.
Yes.
So for him to be throwing out judgments about culture that he's not a part of is wild,
Mm.
especially when he came to America and lived in Maine,
Okay.
um,
Yes.
which is
I need
internationally known as the Harlem of the Northeast.
Yes, it is. The Harlem of the North.
Of
Yes.
the North, yeah,
Harlem of the North.
Maine. So, but the thing is that most of them are stuck with these talking points.
Yes.
And again, like I say, when I talk about stuff, I will offer you the historical context. I will offer you some of the background, maybe some legal precedents about why this is, stuff like that. But there's some background and some reasoning. The problem with just talking points or watching clips off the internet is that it doesn't allow you to debate because there's no substance to your argument once you've given your point, because your point never gives anything. The people never give you anything other than this is like, they always say it's black on black crime. There's no such thing as black on black crime because
Right.
that means there's white on white crime and Asian and Asian crime and stuff. Um, People of the same race tend to do harm to each other more than anybody else. And when you talk about the number, you can numbers have, and Amanda talked about this about numbers of their being manipulated and stuff. If, they say, well, 50% of people incarcerated are black. That's not true.
Hmm.
It is 38%, but why feel the need to go all the way to 50%? Because it fits the narrative and stuff. 50% of the people incarcerated are white.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't fit the narrative that white people are more violent. Plus, there's more white people in the U.S., so anything they do is going to be numerically more. When they start talking percentages, it's because they don't want to talk about the actual numbers. Again, when we talk about crime, we're talking about arrest and prosecution. We're not actually talking about crime because most crime doesn't go reported and it doesn't go solved. So we're not really talking about crime. That's again going back to the Trump thing about DC and crime and stuff like that. How can you say you're one of those guys that's against the national database so we could actually figure out what's going on?
Right. Because you argue against facts all the time. You're
Yes.
even the person that didn't want to get fact checked when you do debates, fact check when you do interviews. So you're the anti-fact person. Facts obviously don't really mean as much to some as others. So that's a good point too. Well, listen, y'all, great convo. Yes, Virgil says, glad you watched that movie as well. Brian, I did not watch that movie. I just happen to know that Lisa Ann is in it. I promise I didn't watch it. I honestly, I hadn't seen it. But I knew what it was about. I mean, and it was a funny title. Nail and Failing, I mean, you can kind of like write the whole damn script just from the name, So I don't really have to watch it. I know Lisa.
I'm sure at some point somebody saw Russia from her back door.
Oh my God! Wrap it up.
If it was Lisa Ann, I'm sure a couple of them saw it from the back door at the same damn time.
It's a big porch. It's a big porch.
It's a big back porch.
So anyway, thanks for coming on this episode.
Wrap it up.
Woo!
I feel like Dave Chappelle. Wrap it up.
That was beautiful. Oh, we still live? Oh, okay then. Well, look, if y'all still here after that, thank you so much for joining. We will bring this again to you next week before me and Lori head up out of here to fabulous New York City. New York City. I think we'll be on next week, Lori, or are we going to be on the road? I don't know. I hadn't decided yet. I'll try to figure out what the traveling is going to be. We may not, but I will let you guys know for sure. Funny how you knew who was in it. Yeah. I mean, I stay connected to the world, Virgil. Oh, that kind of thing. So.
Yes, you're the eternal researcher.
Research purposes only.
Well, it's always Lori's always about being internal. But anyway,
that's what she said.
I know she did say that. Anyway, stay in there. Anyway, I will let y'all go because I'm about to be in trouble. So until next time, this is Brian Parker with Head to Head. Y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
This a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.